If you've lived with dogs long enough, you eventually realize something a little heartbreaking. Dogs get their feelings hurt way easier than we think. Not because they're dramatic, not because they're fragile, but because they love hard, and they love honestly. Dogs don't play mind games. They don't hide emotions behind sarcasm or humor the way humans do. When something hurts them emotionally, they feel it fully, and usually silently. A lot of the emotional harm people cause their dogs isn't intentional. It's not cruelty. It's not neglect. It's just not understanding how dogs interpret our behavior. So, today I want to talk to you like someone who has lived with dogs for years. Dogs with different personalities, different pasts, different sensitivities, and share 7 innocent things that hurt your dog emotionally. Even though you might not realize it. These aren't extreme cases. These are everyday habits. The sort of things almost every owner does without thinking. And once you understand them, you'll start to notice the small ways your dog communicates disappointment, confusion, sadness, or emotional pain. Let's go through them one by one. 1. Ignoring your dog when they're trying to communicate. One of the most common emotional wounds dogs experience is simply being ignored. Not intentionally, not cruelly, just unintentionally in the middle of everyday life. You're on your phone scrolling, you get home tired and keep your headphones on. You're doing chores, cooking, working on your laptop, and your dog nudges you gently, or stares at you hopefully, or brings a toy and places it near you, or sits next to you quietly waiting for acknowledgement, and you don't even notice. To a dog, that small moment of trying to connect means everything. They're not always asking for play. Sometimes they're asking for reassurance, for affection, for emotional safety. When a dog is ignored consistently, they don't get angry. They get discouraged. They shut down in small ways. They stop trying to initiate connection. They become more withdrawn and less expressive. And most people never realize it's because they unintentionally taught the dog, "You don't matter right now." Just a few seconds, a gentle look, a soft greeting, a quick ear scratch goes a very long way to a dog who only wants to feel seen. 2. Leaving without saying anything. A lot of people think dogs don't understand goodbyes, but they do, just not in the way humans do. Dogs understand patterns and predictability. They want to know what's happening. They want to feel secure. If you leave the house without saying a word, just grabbing your keys, shutting the door, and disappearing, your dog experiences a sudden break in connection. They don't know where you went. They don't know how long you'll be gone. They only feel that the person who makes them feel safe is suddenly just gone. And it hurts. Emotionally. Because to a dog, you're not just the owner. You're the heart of their world. A consistent goodbye ritual, even a simple, "I'll be back soon," in a calm voice, signals safety. It prevents separation stress. It reassures them. It gives them emotional stability. Dogs don't fear being alone as much as they fear being left without understanding why. 3. Scolding them when they're scared or confused. This is something many owners do without realizing the emotional impact. A dog pees out of fear. The owner yells. A dog hesitates to go down the stairs. The owner pulls the leash. A dog hides during fireworks. The owner gets annoyed. A dog startles easily. The owner calls them dramatic. But fear isn't misbehavior. Fear is vulnerability. And when a dog shows fear, their deepest wish is to feel supported by the person they trust most. When we respond with irritation instead of compassion, it creates emotional cracks in the bond. Instead of learning, "My human helps me when I'm scared," the dog learns, "When I'm scared, my human gets upset." And that feeling sticks. Over time, the dog stops coming to the owner for comfort, not because they don't love you, but because they don't want to make you angry. One of the kindest things you can do for a dog is reassure them when they feel small. They remember it, and it changes how safe they feel around you permanently. 4. Not spending enough. Quality time with them. People often confuse being in the same room with spending time together. To a dog, those two things are completely different. A dog knows the difference between you sitting with them and you sitting near them, but mentally somewhere else, dogs feel the presence more than the proximity. You could buy all the toys in the world. You could give the best food. You could walk them twice a day. But if you're emotionally unavailable, always on your phone, always busy, always distracted, your dog notices, and it hurts them more than you think. Dogs don't want hours of nonstop attention. They want genuine connection. 10 minutes of fully present time, no phone, no noise, just you and them, strengthens their emotional stability more than most people realize. Dogs don't want you perfect. They just want you present. 5. Having inconsistent rules and expectations. People underestimate how emotionally stressful inconsistency is for dogs. One day they're allowed on the bed. The next day you scold them for jumping on it. One day jumping on you is cute. The next day it's bad behavior. One day barking doesn't bother you. The next day you yell at them for it. Dogs don't understand exceptions. They don't understand just this once. They don't understand mood-based rules. When the rules change based on your emotions, they don't think, "Oh, my human is having a rough day." They think, "I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to make them happy." And that confusion creates anxiety, emotional anxiety. A dog wants to feel like they know how to succeed. They want to feel safe by understanding the pattern. Consistency doesn't control a dog. It frees them. It gives them emotional predictability. 6. Using punishment instead of guidance. Most cases of emotional damage in dogs don't come from severe abuse. They come from constant low-level punishment. Things like yelling, intimidating body language, harsh corrections, pushing them away, isolating them as time out, grabbing their collar, roughly using punishment-based training. Punishment doesn't make a dog obedient. It makes a dog insecure, and insecure dogs don't listen better. They simply try not to make mistakes in front of you. They hide their emotions. They reduce their playfulness. They stop experimenting, learning, and trusting. Guidance is different. Guidance is patient. Guidance teaches do this, not don't do that. Dogs aren't trying to challenge you. They're trying to understand you. And when you switch from punishment to communication, their heart softens instantly. They feel safer, more confident, and more connected. A dog will give you their whole heart the moment they realize their mistakes don't make you angry. They make you want to teach them. 7. Making them feel excluded from the family. This one is subtle but powerful. Dogs are pack animals. Their identity, their deepest emotional structure, is built around belonging. When a dog feels like an outsider in their own home, even if unintentionally, it hurts them more deeply than people realize. Maybe the family is hanging out on the couch and the dog keeps getting pushed away. Maybe the dog is always told, "Go lie down," when people come over. Maybe they're shut in another room during gatherings. Maybe nobody plays with them anymore because life is busy. Maybe they're physically near you, but emotionally not included. Dogs don't want constant attention. They just want to feel like they're part of the group. A dog who feels excluded becomes quieter, less confident, and sometimes even depressed. They stop engaging as much. They stop initiating play. They sleep more than normal. And many owners don't notice the emotional withdrawal until it becomes more obvious. Including a dog isn't about giving them everything. It's about giving them a place, a sense of, you matter here. So, what can you do to strengthen your dog's emotional world? The beautiful thing about dogs is this: they forgive fast and love even faster. It doesn't take grand gestures to heal a dog emotionally. Small, consistent moments do the work. Here's what helps. Respond when they try to connect. Say goodbye and hello calmly and warmly. Comfort them when they're scared. Spend present time with them daily. Keep rules predictable. Train kindly and patiently. Include them in family moments. Dogs don't want perfection. They just want reassurance. When a dog feels emotionally safe, they become their best, happiest, most affectionate self. And that emotional safety comes from you. Your tone, your consistency, your presence, your calmness, your attention. And when you give them that kind of emotional support, the bond that forms is something you simply can't replace. It's the kind of connection that stays with a dog for life, and honestly, stays with you too. Because when a dog feels understood instead of corrected, included instead of ignored, guided instead of punished, loved instead of just cared for, you unlock a version of your dog and a version of yourself that's warmer, calmer, and more deeply connected.